is a beginner tutorial with me, and this is what you should have after the tutorial. So without anything else, let's get started. You start with the circle. You press A. That selects all the verts. E, S. Or you could click Alt E and then do that, but it'll just extrude up. That's for like if you're extruding on faces. You can be like yeet, and then kind of it goes really fast when you do that, but if you click shift it will slow it down. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna make this a little bit small, so I'm dumb, and then what I did was I extruded this guy up and out. I don't know why I put that down there, but just chill. S, just scale that out, and then S, so we're gonna have something like this. I'll go back to in detail a little bit more, but then just do that one more time just for a little platform. This is gonna look cool. Okay, so this is our main like camera, so we're gonna be about here looking at the little crystal. Anyway, just like E and then extrude up. You can click, you can do that by clicking Alt or just selecting all the birds. So you can, click the edge loops, easy. I'm doing that by easy and then GZ. So yeah, so G, grab, and then GZ on the certain coordinate plane. So make it about there, and like that. ES and EZ. Then I can press ES to extrude and scale. So that's pretty cool. So let's start setting up our camera. Make a new tab. Make this a bit wider, so maybe like 24. Yeah. And for like the little window thingies that I made, I just kind of did Control R and then clicked, then SZ, and I did the Alt click thing where it clicks all the loops. And then what I did was for the first row, I kind of just, it might be wrong, but this is like what I'm thinking I did, because I did this like during school, so I was like half paying attention to it. And then just click I twice, or if you're already like on the inset where it does that, if it's like this, then click I again, and it'll do separate faces. Extrude in, boom. We got our little UFO type thing on one row, and then that's for the lights. And then we can do that again. That looks pretty cool. So click 0 to kind of go onto your camera on your numpad, and then we have our little UFO type thing. So next, I'll get to the textures in a minute, but first we gotta make our little crystal in the middle. So I kind of made a cube, made it like that, and then I made the top smaller. It does not look like the crystal right now, but it will. I made the top smaller and kind of just put it like that. Next, we want to subdivide it. Just subdivide like 8 times. Hopefully your processor can handle that. So you want to get a displacement, new texture. So that basically adds a displacement. The texture is down here, and then you want to go to clouds, but you want to go up here and then Voronoi, and it'll make this type of cool thing. And you just want to make it, I don't know, just make it look cool. Right. So what I did was I added another displacement and I just made it clouds, and then I just messed with that a little bit and made it look like that. So what I did was I went into cycles for this, but you can go to Eevee. It's just, it won't work if you use cycles. I mean, if you use Eevee. So I added a sun lamp at first just to get a nice visual. We're gonna take it out, but so I made another principled BSDF, and I made this one a little bit darker, and this one I'll make blue, like a purplish blue. Just turn up the specular, turn down the roughness, and then turn up the transmission, and then keep this white, and then kind of just turn up the rough and just mess with that. Turn up the metallic a little bit too, and then make the material alpha blend. So if you go into viewport display under the material settings, alpha blend. Shader, mix shader, go to input geometry, and then there's a bunch of these settings, and then you just want to go to pointiness, and this is what we want. It basically takes like the pointiness of the geometry and it mixes it together through the factor. There's a color ramp, kind of crush them together. So we have, so the cracks, I want it to have the ambient occlusion where like it got cracks in it, and then so the white, see, so you got the white there, and then so it would just be this if it was just, it just adds a little bit more. 2 point lamps, right? One right here, one right here. This one can be like blue. Just make it kind of like opposites of each other in the color spectrum, because there's blue and then there's red. Anyway. Yeah. Alright, so mess with the size a little bit. So I want that little halo going on, that little like sphere, just so energy source almost, and then like up here we can light right here. This will come in handy a little later, but this can be blue. It's just kind of for aesthetic purposes there. Just get some contrast. We can make this one red, orange maybe, like reddy. No, yes. Now we have this kind of blue-red going on, so that's how I want the color palette to be in compositing. Compositing is going to be a big step in this, so bear with me. Quicksilver just like has a bunch of assets that you can just export into Blender. It's really good. So we're going to go into imperfections. Damage, and then there's this grunge asset. It's I don't know what it's this grunge. You can look it up on there's like a whole tab for it. You can use really whatever you want. I like this on this project, so I'll just use it. So I separated out into 3 or 4 materials. So the window, this little edge right here, that's gonna be a emissive texture. Hold on, let me select it first. Yeah. So that's gonna be emissive. I'm going to bring you up like a tad purposes. So I'm just gonna name them different things. We're gonna name this blue and red. So, wait, I'm gonna have to copy. So I should have just copied over the material, but not a big deal. Just copying over the material to all the, because it's getting the same map, so the same roughness map. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. So now it has this map, but it doesn't really do anything right now because we haven't unwrapped it yet. So go into edit mode with tab. And then click Q projection, and it should Q project it if you go over to UV editor right here, and you can see, I should go back into layout. If we go into here, pull this up, UV, Z, and then we can just scale it. It'll show in a minute. Just trust me. There we go. AS, all scale. And then we should have, that's why, because, there we go. So, now what I want to do is I just want to mess with the roughness a little bit. So, I like to pull that in, pull this out, pull that in. And so it doesn't look like a mirror, because black means it's like a mirror reflection, like there's little roughness, there's like no roughness. So, we got that. There's not, that's probably why it's not working. There we go. Way too reflective right now, so I'll turn that down a little bit. I want there to be a bit more reflection in this, so that's about probably good. So I'll just do that for the rest of them in the same step. Turn on the grunge one a little bit, just for a little, and then turn up the metallic. There we go, that's looking cool. Last thing we want to do in the comp is we want to add a little bit of fog, just for that sci-fi feel. Shader, principled volume, and then you want to plug this into volume. And then just turn it down to like a crazy low, like decimal point low levels. Save. Okay. So I'd say for this we should render it at 2048,001. That looked pretty clean. If your machine can't handle that, do like something smaller. I'm gonna do 2048 samples. If I can type. Okay. And I'll see you guys in compositing. This is the final product after a bit of compositing. It looks like this, and then it like turns into that, just with some glows, chromatic aberration, and final film grade. With the passes I made, it's really just adding them all together and messing with it. So yeah, I'll link the full uncut tutorial where like walk through the compositing in the description. It'll be unlisted. So yeah, thanks for sticking around though.